the people who had gone to Columbia University for their undergraduate work, and Harvard and Yale sat in the class like this. So it was Bourdieu's body hexis. I belong here. I own this place. I know this. It's not hard. I've done it before. Michael has a working class body. You'll notice that even now I have a style that is intense, that's personal as well as academic. That's very working class. And I sat like this. If the professor had sneezed, achoo, I would have asked him to spell it, because I was going to write it. Okay? So now we have a situation in which Pierre Bourdieu has given us the exact tools to understand how cultural capital and its accumulation is also about the body. And I got an A. I got a perfect score. But I don't think I slept once during that semester. And all I remember is the pain in my back from being like this because I didn't belong. When clearly I did belong. Okay? All right. Now we have to ask, this is the last minute, you've been very patient. So we have to ask, here's these reforms. They are now dominant. 4 groups, not one. And even if we talk about class, it can't just be these 2. Ideological forms are more complicated now. And our ideologies and our identities are being transformed at exactly the same moment. Even in places like this, a place that I respect perhaps as much as any university in the world, at the same time as we are criticizing and worrying about what is going on in real schools with real children and real parents and real curriculum, we are experiencing it also with its contradictions. Some of it being good and some of it having effects that we don't recognize. So when I talk about it as a war of position, it's not just out there. Ideological forms are right here as well. Some of them are progressive. So when I gave a lecture like this in Korea during the time of the military dictatorship, I got arrested. China has made unbelievable gains. Unbelievable gains. It has more people that have been lifted out of poverty than any nation in the history of the world. Okay? And many of us 100 years ago would not be here. Okay? But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't ask questions about what are the ideological forms? Do we agree with them? Who is the we in the first place? The most dangerous word in the English language is we, because it is a form of inclusion and exclusion. But we have to keep the we, and one of the things this is doing is saying, why are you worried about we? Only I is important. Possessive individualism wins. Okay? Now this is complicated, and I've given an outline of a very difficult thing. I apologize for being a little long, but there are 7 books about this. So before you leave today, I want you to read 3 of them. There will be an examination. Okay? And if you go, I really love it, you will pass. A final thing, Rima and I have written many books. We get no money from our books. The money goes to those movements in opposition to this. Okay, it goes to women's groups, it goes to teacher groups, it goes to communities saying we want more of a voice in educational policy. Okay? Including any of my books and our books in China. All right, thank you for your patience, and now we'll have some time for questions.